All right, what's good, y'all boys? Your boy Kobe Cole from the Low, back with another video. We talking with NBA this time. I got my boy MK from MK World,
Yes, sir,
and I got my boy Jay from Jay Fit Down
Yo, what's up?
Podcast. Y'all go ahead and say what's up. Shout yourselves out real quick, man.
Hey man, MK's World, videos every so often whenever I feel like it, for real. I ain't gonna lie. Just make sure y'all tune in.
Yeah, Jay's Fit Down Pod and Pursuing Excellence. Check me out. You all know the deal.
All right, what's good, y'all boy? Y'all straight? Y'all good today?
Oh yeah, for
It's
sure.
good, man.
Hey man, so we're gonna get somebody to the NBA real quick. All right, so look, let's start off with the West. We got number 1 as of right now, Denver. Number 2 right now, OKC. Number 3, Minnesota. Now, Denver Nuggets, defending champs right now. Right behind it, we got OKC. How do y'all feel about OKC and Minnesota being like 2 young, promising teams in the West? Like, do y'all think they can get past that first round or make a playoff run?
I trust Oklahoma City more than I do Minnesota. I think Ant and Shea are like similar. I don't particularly trust either one of them more, but I trust Oklahoma City's supporting cast like Jalen Williams, Chet, Josh Giddey. Like they're so deep with the young talent. I don't really trust Rudy Gobert, and like to me, it's really just Ant. And Cat is wishy-washy, but Oklahoma City's in it, like game in, game out, they're consistent versus Minnesota. I know what I'm getting out of Ant. Everybody else is kind of just, you better hope they hit.
No, I agree. I definitely trust OKC more than Minnesota. OKC, man, they've been building these last few years, and it's paid off, and they're playing really good basketball right now.
So let me ask y'all this though. Y'all say y'all trust them more, but do y'all think it also relies on like the matchup?
For sure.
Oh, definitely.
For sure.
Of
Like
course.
if either one of those teams, right? Like, I trust Oklahoma City more, right? But I think we can all agree you'd rather play like the Kings than the Lakers, right? If I'm Oklahoma City and I get the Lakers and then the Timberwolves get the Kings, I mean, the Timberwolves might win because they had a better matchup, but it doesn't change the fact that they would probably lose to the Lakers too. So if they were playing the same opponent, I think the Thunder have a better chance of beating them, but they're going to have different matchups, so.
No, yeah, matchups are extremely important. You want to
That's a
get,
part of it.
just certain teams you want to play early and certain teams you don't.
It's the same way last year that the Kings were the 3 seed and the Grizzlies were the 2 seed, but they played the Lakers and the Warriors, so they ended up getting sent home. So it's not really, it's no discredit to the Thunder if they lose, but it's just like, hey, it was a bad matchup for them.
But do y'all not think like with OKC being a young team, like that might mess them up in the early?
Depends on
They
who
a
they
little,
play.
they a little younger than Minnesota though.
That's not. It depends on who they play. If they play Sacramento, I'm not worried. If they play the Lakers or the Warriors, probably even the Mavericks.
But
the
so
Mavericks
you're
get pause.
not worried they play Sacramento.
No.
But you think that's not a harder matchup?
No, because they don't have the experience either. I think that's the only thing Oklahoma City's
I
lacking.
mean, they just went to Game 7 last year with Curry. You think they got a little fire with them? You got Sabonis. Like Sabonis, like
To me, I'm looking at it as it's 2 teams that's never made it out the first round. I understand they went last year, but somebody got to make it.
So let me ask y'all two this, right? So let's say Kings match up with OKC. You want Shea or you want Sabonis?
Right now, Sabonis. I think Chet's
You
better
want
than him.
Shea
by a
or
lot
you
time.
want Fox?
Shea.
And then Kevin Herter, Malik Monk, J-Dub.
J-Dub.
So you like that OKC except for the center.
Yeah. And even with that, Chet is the only reason I'm not picking him is because this is his first year playing in the league. He's gonna be better than Sabonis. I
You think
confidently
Chet
believe
is going to
that.
be better than Sabonis?
Yeah, I believe that. Confidently.
Do you agree with that?
Okay, I don't know about that, but
I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, in the playoff series he'll be better than him, but when their careers are said and done, I'm pretty sure I'm going to lean Chet. Just projecting. If they were in the same draft class, I would draft Chet.
You would draft Chet over Sabonis. And that as right now speaking?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, this year, 2024, Sabonis is better than Chet. But if you're saying, hey, Miles, you get to have one for their whole career, I'm taking Chet.
Who would you take?
I mean, if you're talking like longevity-wise over the career, yeah, okay, I can see your point. But for right now, Sabonis just is playing out of
Oh,
his
no,
mind.
Sabonis, like,
Well,
what is it,
Sabonis
55
really-
straight
really like a
double-doubles?
Jokic.
Yeah, what is it, 55 straight double-doubles or something like that?
No,
I'm not taking that away.
Like,
But
he's the underrated Jokic in my opinion.
I agree. Him and Sengun don't get the same love that Jokic does, but they really do the same thing.
They do the same thing. Like, we don't expect Sabonis to go throw out 10 assists and get triple doubles like that, but at the same time, he do it. And then he's not a liability on defense either.
No.
No, that's the problem, though. Not him, but the Kings don't play defense.
Okay, now that's a different topic. Okay, I can see that. So we're talking about like matchups and stuff. And Jay, I'm gonna start with you. With the play-in, right? We got Lakers as of right now. Lakers, Warriors, Rockets are on the Warriors' tails. Let's start with that question. Do you think at that 10th spot, the Rockets are going to get the Warriors?
I mean, they have a chance to. I mean, like the way Golden State right now, like they're just hovering. Like, I mean, I haven't really seen them like this in a while since maybe that 2019 season. But I mean, Curry was hurt the whole year. I just haven't seen them play like so down. Like they just haven't been playing. It's like Curry's got to have this magical game for them to hold on and win. Like it's just not Golden State basketball what I'm used to. So I don't know.
What about you? Okay.
No, they're not going to catch him. The reason I say that confidently is because Houston's at 11 in a row?
I think so.
They are at 11 in a row, and they still haven't caught them yet. I don't expect them to win the rest of the games the rest of the season. And with that being said, they can probably still stay hot. But unless Golden State gets cold, that's the thing. Golden State's just playing like regular basketball.
Yeah.
If they don't get cold, I don't know how Houston's going to catch them. Like, they just had so much ground to make up. Like, they won 11 in a row, and they're still behind them. How many more games in a row do you want them to win?
But, they also play catch-up, though, from the beginning.
That's what I'm saying.
To get them.
So how many more games do you want them to catch up with? Like, I think they're going to hit a streak where, again, they're not going to be bad, but they're not going to win the rest of the games of their season. And Golden State, if they just keep playing regular basketball, it's on Golden State to lose.
Well, they got, in my opinion, their difficulties of the ending schedule is about the same. So
and
they can go
exactly. So Houston's already behind them. It's close, but they're already behind them.
And then Sengun also is coming back.
I trust Curry. That's what I was about to say. It's already close, and Curry has the advantage. All the Warriors have to do is not lose.
But do you trust Curry supporting Cavs?
No, but it's not about them winning the championship. I trust them more than I trust Houston.
That's my thing, though. I feel like Houston right now is a more complete team than the Warriors. We're just putting a lot of trust on Curry.
I agree.
I don't know if I can just trust Curry to get him
The reason I trust them is because that's what I saw in the finals in 2022.
Boston, but his supporting cast was good, though.
No, but Boston was a more complete team than Golden State. But Curry, when they were down 2-1, Curry said, "Give me the ball." He dropped 40 and they won the series.
But his supporting cast was decent. Is his supporting cast even decent? Can we say they're decent?
Compared to Houston, that's what I'm saying. In 2022, we're comparing Golden State to Boston. They're not in that category anymore. But comparing them to Houston, yeah, they can compete with them.
I think that 2022 team they're better than this team.
No, obviously. For sure. But that's what I'm saying. We're comparing them to Boston. Now we're comparing them to Houston. Like, those are two completely different categories.
But I'm talking about for the end of this season, and they're shaking. And now you don't got Draymond. Or Draymond might get suspended.
Okay. To me, Steph Curry has shown me enough throughout the course of his career to compete with the Houston Rockets. Not the Boston Celtics.
I'm not saying compete. But the thing is, though, he's not competing with the Rockets. He's competing with the end of – they still got to play the Lakers and stuff, too.
Okay. The Rockets do, too. That's what I'm saying. They both have schedules that are questionable. And I trust Golden State to deliver more than I do Houston.
Right, it's a one-game difference.
Yeah, and I think Golden State will keep that one game because they have Steph Curry.
So your trust is significantly in Curry.
Yeah, because I would do that with any star player, whether it was Curry, whether it was Kawhi, whether it's LeBron. Y'all show me y'all can do this. I'm not hating on Jalen Green, but I don't know his history. He ain't shown me nothing.
But he's been in the league for what, 4 years now?
Yeah, it's not his fault. Again, I'm gonna pick the dude I know can do it. If Green shows me he can do it, hey, shout out to him.
But what about the supporting cast, though? So you're going to pick out just one man other than the supporting cast?
Not entirely, because, again, the supporting cast is good enough to compete with Houston. Like Klay now and Chris Paul now and Jonathan Kuminga now. They're not good enough to win a championship. They're good enough to compete with Houston.
What about you?
I mean, I agree with you in the sense that Steph, as long as Steph is on the floor, like, it's, they're going to do what they're going to do. Like,
now, I'll say this. If Steph gets hurt and if Jalen Green got hurt, Houston's better than Golden State for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But as long as Steph's out there, he's the difference maker.
I don't know. I think Houston going to catch up with them.
I mean, like I said, they can, but it would have to be Golden State, like, just completely just falling off the wheels. Like,
but that's the thing, though. I think the thing is with Golden State. Well, I'm going to say this also. I want Houston to catch up because it's a better matchup for L.A., in my opinion.
Exactly. It's a better matchup because they don't have Steph. That's my point.
Yeah, I mean, but it's just the Rockets. It's just the Rockets.
Exactly. That's my point. Game in, game out.
It's not with Steph, though. It's the Rockets. I feel like the Warriors can guard AD and them better than they can guard.
That's
the
what
Rockets.
I'm
It's
saying.
Not just Steph. I'm not isolating.
That's
Steph
what I'm
out.
saying. Game to game, the Warriors are a better matchup for teams. I mean, a worse matchup for teams. That's why I think they're going to end up winning more games. Houston's been playing crazy, but I don't know how many more games in a row we can expect. You want them to finish the season on an 18-game win streak? That's not realistic. Or however many games they got left.
Fatherhood, Jalen Green. Go see this.
Hey, he be hooping, but he ain't no Steph.
So you still think Golden State is going to take?
If Steph stays on the floor, yes.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this then. So if the Lakers have to play Golden State, who y'all got for that?
The Lakers, because I trust AD significantly more. Like LeBron and Steph are LeBron and Steph. I trust AD significantly more than whoever you want to put at Golden State's too.
And the Lakers are playing great basketball right now.
Yeah, the Lakers supporting cast is better than Golden State's. It's not a question.
So you said the Lakers supporting cast, but the Rockets supporting cast not better.
It's not significantly better. They don't have Anthony Davis. They don't have D'Angelo Russell. They don't have Austin Reeves.
But you're gonna have a Sagoon come back, and you don't know if you're gonna have a Draymond Green.
Right. Again, I started that statement off with LeBron and Steph are comparable, and then when we look at their supporting cast, the Lakers have the better one. Jalen Green and Steph Curry are not in the same conversation.
Okay, I can agree with that.
So that's the difference. When you have LeBron and you have Steph, I'm like, all right, I know what I'm going to get out of them. Now let's look at their supporting cast. With those two, unless Jalen Green is on a team where it's literally like 5 Jalen Greens, all right, now I lean towards Jalen Green. But Jalen Green and Steph, I give Steph the nod, and then their supporting cast. Yeah, Jalen Green got a better supporting cast, but not enough to overcome Steph.
I guess you can say. You got anything else to say about that?
We know how playoff Steph is, so that's all I mean,
that's all it is.
All right.
Playoff Jalen Green not a thing yet. Maybe he can make it a thing, but that's not a thing yet. But playoff stuff is real.
How y'all feel about the Suns? Suns and Mavs.
I like the Mavs more, honestly, because the Suns don't have a point guard, and it shows. I've watched a lot of Suns games from start to finish, and they get sloppy in the fourth quarter because Bradley Beal and Devin Booker and Kevin Durant are 3 of the most talented players at any time, but when it comes to the end of games, they don't have a point guard that runs plays. They just try to get the ball and get buckets. The teams that are successful are the teams who have a point guard that can facilitate on the floor. They don't have that. The Mavericks have 2. Luka can get you a triple-double, and Kyrie's Kyrie. So.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the Mavs, Ramadan, Kyrie, right?
Right.
Like, but no, the Suns, man, they don't, like you said, they don't have a point guard, a true point guard to facilitate, and that's huge when it comes to playoff time. You got to have that. Slow it down.
Because that was the thing when they made their finals run. Yeah, Devin Booker was the best player, but they wouldn't have made it without Chris Paul. Now they don't have that Chris Paul. So I just don't see how far they can make it without a point guard.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this then, right? When we compare with like big threes and all that, right? So I understand y'all take the Mavs over that, right? And that's like the 2. That's more of a big 2 than the big 3.
Mm-hmm.
So which big 3 would y'all like better? The Suns big 3 or the Clippers big 3? And for the Clippers big 3, we're going to go Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden. That's the starters. I ain't going to count Westbrook.
Even if you counted Russ, I'm still taking the Clippers because they have a point guard.
Yeah, I probably would go with the Clippers. At least they might play some defense like the Suns. Big 3.
Do y'all remember last year? The Suns and Clippers matched up in the first round.
Yeah.
Game 1, the Clippers were clearly the better team. But Kawhi got hurt.
I'm about to say somebody got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. If they're healthy, Russ was locking up. You remember Russ had the block on KD?
Yeah.
And D-Book, like, Russ is playing, Kawhi's hooping, and you know they didn't even have Paul George.
Yeah, I'm that.
So if you add them into
they went into that with injury.
So if they're healthy, I don't question that at all. They got a point guard. Kawhi can hoop. PG can hoop. Their issue is health. Never on the court issues. Not anymore.
I'm about to say not anymore.
Yeah, not
It
anymore.
wasn't on the court.
Yeah. Not anymore, though. If they're healthy, I mean, shoot, they made it to the conference finals, but Kawhi wasn't there. Last year, I can confidently say I think if Paul George and Kawhi are healthy, they beat Phoenix. They're just not healthy, so.
So you feel the same way?
Yeah, of course, dude. The Clippers are a good team. Like, it's like when they're healthy, dude, they're hard to beat.
I don't have any questions about the Clippers besides will Kawhi and PG be available? That's the only question I have.
And do you think they will be?
Probably not, unfortunately.
I thought you was the same man that said you can't predict injuries, man.
You can't, but you also can't deny history. That's the thing.
Oh, but when I said that, I was a fool to put that out there, huh? When I say that about the Suns,
Right. That's what I'm saying. What history do they have of being injured?
Man, Kevin Durant.
He tore his Achilles. Other than that, he hasn't had anything that consistently. What playoff
But
run?
he misses a big part of the season. That's what I'm saying.
No, he's there in the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. Kawhi and PG aren't there in the playoffs. KD missed it when he tore his Achilles, obviously. Other than that, what history do we have?
But he misses big part of the season. Is what I'm saying.
But he's there.
It
in the
doesn't matter
playoffs.
when you get hurt.
Yes,
You
it
miss
does.
big part.
Yes, it does. If you're there in the playoffs, I don't care how many games. It's literally, this is how I look at it.
So I get hurt in the whole season and come back in playoffs.
Yes, what did Kawhi do in Toronto? He load managed and he won a championship.
That's load management. I'm talking about injuries.
Okay, but if you're there in the playoffs, it
LeBron
doesn't
load
matter.
managed.
Yeah, but if you're there in the, you said the time doesn't matter when you're hurt. If you're there in the playoffs, so
If you're not, the best ability is availability.
yeah, and if you're available in the playoffs,
okay. So what? Okay, I have to win regular season games to
yes,
get me to the playoffs.
right? And KD makes the playoffs.
Okay, so we think it's cool to be hurt the whole season?
It's
to come to the playoffs?
it's not. I wouldn't prefer that, but if you can do it, who cares?
Nah, bro. Nah, you gotta be there.
Okay, so well, the question I have for you is, if I miss half the season every year, but my team makes the playoffs and we make the playoffs, I drop 40. What's the problem?
You're still like, bro. You're
No,
a
I'm asking
liability.
what's the problem with that is.
You're a liability.
How am I a problem if I do it every year?
I'm not going to trust you because just because you get hurt in the regular season, what's stopping you from getting hurt in the playoffs? Magically, you come back in the playoffs, you're still a liability to me.
That's what KD's done though. He got hurt with the Achilles.
And that's why sometimes I don't give KD his credit because the best ability is availability. And sometimes KD is not available.
When has he not been available in the playoffs besides when he tore his
I
Achilles?
don't care about the playoffs.
So-
why are you need to be available? Like people try to talk about KD longevity. Yeah, you're gonna be longevity when you hurt most of the season. And KD's a great player, no shade to him. And yes, you're right. He shows up in the playoffs.
So then
but
what
you
more
still
does it
need
matter?
to be available.
No, that's
My
what,
thing is,
again.
if you get hurt in the regular season, what's in my back of my head stopping me? Hey, you might not get hurt in
Right.
the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying. Comparing him to LeBron, LeBron's there 24/7. But when you're comparing him to Kawhi and PG, he's not in that category because he shows up in the playoffs. It's tiers. Kawhi and PG, you can't trust them at all. KD, you can trust him to be there in the playoffs. LeBron, you can trust him to be there regardless. He's above them. You said, like, how come I have that question with Phoenix, but I don't have it with no, how come I have it with the Clippers but not with Phoenix? Because he's there in the playoffs. That's a different question.
Man,
I can look at Kawhi last year, he wasn't there in the playoffs. PG last year wasn't there in the playoffs. Year before that, Kawhi wasn't there in the playoffs. In San Antonio, Kawhi wasn't there. That's why he got traded. KD does not have that history.
but I still think that you should be available in the regular season.
Yes, that's
What
why
if my team
LeBron's
don't get in the
perfect.
playoffs, right? What
That's
if my
why
team don't get in the
LeBron's
playoffs?
perfect. That's why LeBron is perfect. KD's not LeBron, but he's not Kawhi and PG. He's in between.
LeBron will be there in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's gonna play.
LeBron will be there regular season, postseason, all of it. KD might not be there regular season, but he's gonna be there postseason. Kawhi and PG,
So
they might
as
not
long
be there
as
at
long
all.
as he's there when it matters, is what you're saying.
Yes,
So it doesn't matter for him to be there to get us there.
he has to be there enough to get you there, which he does. Kawhi and PG
missed
might not
big
be there
parts
at
of the
all,
season.
but they still get there.
Because
Kawhi
of
and
his team.
Sure.
KD's always on a great situation team.
Okay.
The Nets.
Exactly,
The
exactly.
Suns,
Look.
the Warriors.
Exactly. Kawhi and PG are in great teams, and they still don't get when the playoffs come. They still not there. KD is on good teams,
Okay,
and he's
that's
there.
the injury of that. Then I can't help when I get injured.
Exactly. That's why LeBron is the top, KD's in the middle, but Kawhi and PG are below him. They're not. He's not in the same category as them.
So they're below him just because their injuries
Yes.
come different.
Yes.
That's,
You know why?
Excuse my language. That's BS.
You know why it's not? Because again, KD might miss games in the regular season, but he got you 2 rings. Kawhi and PG can't get you 2 rings if they're not healthy.
KD got you 2 rings on the loaded Golden State Warriors.
Kawhi and PG would have been hurt.
You don't know that.
They have a better chance than KD.
Man, please. Anybody got a bad chance at KD when you're on the Golden State Warriors? I can go out there and drop 10 and win the ring with that.
That's not what I'm saying. Again, they have a history of getting hurt in the playoffs. If they're hurt in the playoffs, they can't get you a ring.
Okay, cool. And KD's always on a situation where he's in a great
What does that have to do
team.
with him getting hurt?
Because you saying that I can't have that KD get hurt in the regular season, and when I bust my butt off all season, I get hurt in the playoffs. That's not my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault, but KD's gonna get a ring and you're not.
What's your opinion on this?
I mean, no, like I hear both sides. Like you're saying, like if a player, it's important for him to play in the season because you needed that chemistry, right? Of course, like I'm not saying you missed the whole season, you can just come into the playoffs but if you play a substantial amount of time and you get hurt and you come back in the playoffs, as long as you're there when we need you in the postseason, I don't see a problem.
Yeah,
Well,
doesn't
okay,
matter.
but am I going to trust you in the postseason?
If you
No.
do it, KD's done it. What? Okay, look, KD got you 2 rings. What don't you trust?
KD got you 2 rings win.
And Golden State.
Okay, Golden State with Steph Curry, the best shooter of all time, Klay in arguably his prime, and Draymond Green with a sensible head.
You know why you're proving my point? I literally said this. You can run the camera back. I said I don't have an issue with Kawhi and PG on the court. My issue is, will they be there? I agree. If Kawhi was in Golden State, he would have won them too. My question is, will he even be on the court?
Yes.
How do you know that? Like,
Hey, he
what
was on
makes
the
you
court when
believe
he
that?
beat the Warriors.
He was.
He was on the court when he beat the
And that's
Warriors.
why I trust him. Now the question is, last postseason, he wasn't there. Postseason before that, he
But
wasn't
he
there.
can't help when you get hurt. But guess what? When
Exactly.
when he's
it's
there,
not his fault. That's my point. When he's there, he's great. My question is, will he be there? That's the only question I have about Kawhi.
Oh, but you ain't gonna question that KD gonna
because he's
be
there. Okay, so again, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay,
again.
so I'm gonna reword your question then. If you get KD, say you sign KD right to your team, right? Is your question gonna be, is he gonna play the season for us?
The regular season, maybe. The postseason, no, I don't question that.
Why? Because if he get hurt, he gonna get hurt in the regular season and magically come back in the postseason.
Not magically, he just doesn't have a
That's
history.
BS,
He just doesn't have a history of doing that. Again, he tore his Achilles. Besides when he tore his Achilles, when did he do it? I'm asking.
But he's missing the whole season though.
He's not missing the whole season.
Not the whole season, but a crucial part.
I don't care because he's making it to the playoffs. I don't care. If my team, I don't care if you're there as long as you're there in the playoffs. That's my rule. I don't care.
So as long as you're there in the playoffs.
Yes, if LeBron got hurt and he
So let me
missed,
ask you, if you missed from game 1, from game 82, but it's time for you to come back in the playoffs.
then you're not going to make the. That's what I'm saying.
Not
he
the
doesn't
whole
do that.
season.
He doesn't miss the whole season. That's
But
a
I'm
different
saying,
question.
part of your words is saying if he missed the whole season, I'm okay with him being in the playoffs. I'm talking about Kevin Durant directly. Let's say Kevin Durant missed from, in my scenario, he misses from game 1.
No, I'm not
No,
okay with
that's not real
That's
for
not
any
what he
player.
does.
Okay, but if he misses game 1 to game 42 and plays,
Yeah, he gets the back half of the season going. Yeah, that's fine.
okay, now let's switch that. He misses game 1. He plays game 1 to game 42, gets the back half.
That's different because now I don't trust that you're going to be ready for the playoffs. But again,
So it just depends on the situation, what you're saying.
yeah, that's my point. KD's situation has consistently been, I might miss games here, I might miss games there, but towards the back end of the season and playoff time, I'm healthy. Kawhi and PG, they aren't healthy back in regular season and playoff time. They're not.
Okay, so let me ask this question then, and then we're gonna switch topics.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And Jay, I'm gonna start with you just to
Okay.
get you in the conversation.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, let's say this, right? KD missed. We can all agree that KD missed an essential part of the season. If it's not gonna be the whole season, but like half.
He
of the season.
he misses
Yeah.
games.
He misses
games
a,
for sure.
a lot of games, right?
He misses
Almost more than half or half. We can agree on that, right?
No, I think you're exaggerating it.
Can
Can you look up the stat of how many games KD misses, like for real?
A little less than half, maybe.
I'll say,
I'm saying I would say it's almost half.
but that's what I'm saying. You just said he either misses half or a little more than half. That's
Okay, half or a little less than half. My fault. I might be exaggerating that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I might
so
be exaggerating
sure.
that.
Sure, we'll say 30, 35
We're
games.
gonna search it up. We're gonna search it up, Cam. We're gonna search it up. Let's say how you heard that? How many games on average would KD miss?
No, just go to KD stats and go to Basketball Reference. It'll tell you how many games he played every year. And on an average year, I say around 50 in my head.
All right, so yeah, I was right. We ain't gonna count this season. Last season, 8 games. Season before that, 39. Season before that, 55. Season before that, 35. Last year on Golden State, 78. So in the last couple of years, I was right. It's either half or a little more than half.
Okay.
I wasn't exaggerating.
Okay.
I know my basketball be making sense in my head. I know when I watch Golden State. 'Cause at that point,
Yeah, no,
in
Golden State
Brooklyn.
was different. Yeah.
Yeah, but Golden State and that Brooklyn, because I thought Brooklyn was going to be a super team. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But the last,
The back end of his career,
yeah,
okay,
not
sure.
counting this year, 1, 2, 3. So the last 5 years,
misses more
not
than
counting
half.
this year, Cameron, he has missed either more than half.
Yeah, we'll say more than half. That's cool.
Yeah,
The back
more than
end,
half
that's
or
fine.
55, a little at half or somewhere in that area. So that's my thing, right? And I'm okay. We gonna since we looking at stats, we're gonna look at Kawhi and them stats also, just so I can make a valid point here. All right. So we got 66, 52, 52, 57, 60.
Yeah.
You see that? Okay, let me say this. Kawhi played more regular season games than KD, but who was there in the playoffs?
See, but okay, and that's gonna go to my question, right? If Kawhi plays more regular season, it's gonna be more wear and tear his body. When KD misses a crucial amount of regular season and then comes back, you see what y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, I see why. You're saying Kawhi is getting hurt in the playoffs because he is playing more games.
He's playing more games in the season. When you're missing a crucial part and then coming back, that's my thing.
I agree. I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is, how on earth is that Kevin Durant's fault? You want to know how that the proof,
and how on earth is that Kawhi ain't no fault?
It's not his fault, but you know what it leads to? When they play in the playoffs, like we saw last year in the first round, Kawhi played more regular season games, but who won the playoff series?
I mean, okay, I give you that. I give you that.
If Kawhi's not there, he can't beat him. KD was there. I agree with you why Kawhi wasn't there, because he has to do more carrying during the regular season. Exactly. That's unfortunate, but he wasn't there.
But you gonna put a rely because if he's there. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yes.
I can't.
Like you said, the best ability is availability.
I guess when I go to accolades in career, I'm gonna put a little more with Kawhi than I would on KD.
I agree too. I agree wholeheartedly. The way that what they've shown me, I think Kawhi has more value than KD does, because on a year-to-year basis, Kawhi carried Toronto. He won Finals MVP in San Antonio. KD doesn't have that on his resume, but also Kawhi is limiting how great his resume can be because he's not there to add to it. If he was there last year, maybe they win another championship. We'll never know.
Whose side you got right here?
No, I mean, like, I hear what you're saying. Like, however, it's like I know that Kawhi, if he's not there, he's not going to win.
Yeah, like exactly. Like, I'm not questioning, is Kawhi as good as Kevin Durant at basketball? He cannot show me how good he is if he's not playing. But KD shows me because he plays in the playoffs. You literally just went over the stat. Kawhi, on average, plays more regular season games than KD. But he's not there in the playoffs.
All right, well, we're going to let the viewers and audience decide that to that conversation. We got MK side, we got my side, and you got Jay in the middle. But
he's not in the middle.
Hey, when you say see both sides, bro, you're in the middle.
But I see your side too,
But let's talk about the Eastern, right? And are you still with the Bucks?
Yeah. I saw a TikTok about it yesterday, actually. You want me to explain it real quick?
Go ahead.
The reason that I lean Milwaukee is because of how bad the East is. So, not Golden State. Boston lost to Atlanta last night, right? Mm-hmm. DeJounte Murray dropped 44. Mm-hmm. Boston is so much better than everyone else that they don't really have to go through tough games. Versus in the West, night in, night out, you have to play another playoff team.
Yeah, the West is that.
In the first round of the playoffs, Boston's so talented, they should probably sweep. The second round, they should probably sweep or win in 5. Now, when we got to play Milwaukee, we don't have experience going through tough games, which is why every time it's a close game, they fold. They win the playoffs because of how good their talent is. But now, when they have to play real teams, they're not ready for it, which is why they lost to Atlanta last night. They have a history. We can literally say the last 3 years, they were up 2-1 on Golden State, they folded. They were the 1 seed and lost to the 8, or they were the 2 seed and lost to the 8 seed Miami because they weren't ready for it. I don't see how it's going to be any different this year.
How do you feel, Jay? You like Boston, you like Milwaukee?
I like the Bucks. I just can't trust the Celtics.
Exactly. Like, they haven't given me a reason to trust them. I do think they're more talented, but they do this every year. They're literally the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm still saying.
Literally the Cowboys.
Oh, dang, man.
That's a good analogy. Hey, Bryce Polo.
And that's the thing, too. I fell for Dallas. I did this year. I'm not falling for Boston. They don't have to show me.
Happy late birthday, Bryce. But anyways, so I'm still gonna side with the Celtics. I still think I got them over the Bucks.
The Cowboys,
man. I just can't put it in the book. Like Bucks have not shown me nothing this year to make me change my mind.
Neither have the Celtics.
Hey, to each his own. But going into the play-in for this, right, with the Celtics being number 1, Bucks being number 2, the Knicks might catch them, but as of right now, I don't see that. Nobody's catching the Celtics number 1 spot. So for play-in, right, I'm going to go 7 and down. So we got the Heat, 76ers, Bulls, and Hawks. Who do you think in that play-in tournament bring more fear to Boston?
Miami,
for sure.
But that's what's good for them. Boston will be better off playing Miami in the first round than they will not playing Miami. Because, again, now we know it can be Miami. Let's ride this out. Versus if we play Philly, of course we're going to sweep them without Joel Embiid. So.
And then what? You said Miami too. What's your
reason?
Reason?
Miami. Because when they play, it was the conference finals, right? They played them last year.
Finals,
yeah. So you get to that point, you're not. I think I would rather play them first round. You know, while you're riding high, like kind of, just get rid of it, take care of them. Except you wait until you play them in the conference finals.
The longer Boston takes to play a real team, the harder it will be for them to get it done. Yeah. They gotta get into it. That's why the West. That's why Denver handled Miami, because Denver had to go through Phoenix. They had to go through
LA.
Yeah. So then when they got to Miami, it was like, this is easy. Versus Boston or whoever comes out the East, it's too easy to get there. You don't go through enough battles.
Yeah, I agree. I say Heat, and I'm gonna throw one out there. This might be hot take disagreement. I'm gonna say Heat, and I'm gonna say the Hawks. Because every time the Hawks play the Celtics, them boys play on.
That's my point.
Year.
When it's close, Boston might lose. If they're playing a team that they can blow out, obviously they're going to win the game. But if it's close,
well, I think Boston still take care of business with them.
No,
but it's going to be a good series.
That's the thing. They always win when it's decisive. Boston rarely wins close games. That is literally a fact. Their wins are 10, 15 points on average. When it's close, like last night, DeJounte Murray hit a buzzer beater. When it's close, they're the Dallas Cowboys, bro. I'm telling you.
So,
they're front runners.
Just to get y'all prediction in the playoffs, right? Who do y'all got in the finals? We'll start with Jay.
First, yeah.
Oh man.
We'll do a reasonable one, then we'll get a dark horse, and then we'll just get a wild one. Just no one predicts these people to be in the finals, but they might make it.
Okay, so
we'll start with the reasonable one.
Reasonable one. So for the East, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say Miami again. I don't think they're gonna make it again this year.
I'm losing my mind. They do, bro. I'm losing my mind. Miami makes it.
Milwaukee in the finals. West, Denver.
Okay.
Oh, I'm word for word. I'm with it. Milwaukee and Denver. Denver's the best team in the West. They won a championship. It's the inverse of Boston. Until they show me a reason not to trust them, I'm going to keep trusting them. So Denver. And, again, I don't trust Boston, so I'm going to go Milwaukee.
All right. I'm going to go Boston. I go Denver. I'm going to say, and then we're going to bring it the other way around. Now, for my, dark horse, I'm still saying, well, okay. For my regular, I'm going to go Boston, Denver, but I'm also going to go Boston, L.A. I think L.A. might get business done with the way they've been playing. So I'm going to keep them regular. But I want to put in my dark horse also, but I don't – L.A. be my dark horse, but I still got them going against Boston. My dark horse for the East would be – I don't want to say Heat. They probably – I ain't go – you know how I was saying if you make the playoffs constantly or get there, you're not really no longer a dark horse like the Steelers. So I really don't count the East. Personally, I just don't count the East.
I think they're still a dark horse, though, because to me, basketball is different.
Yeah.
Because,
I agree. It's just saying, personal reason, I don't count you. Because if you get, I'd never count the Steelers as a dark horse, because if you keep getting somewhere repeatedly, I don't count that.
It's different, though, because in basketball, it's a series. In football, the teams that do it every year know how to win that one game.
Yeah, and like I said, I agree with you, but I'm saying personally, Miami has did it where they go play in or they go somewhere and they go upset teams and get somewhere. So it's how much longer do you keep? I understand you saying it's a series, but how much longer do you keep calling somebody a dark horse? Like you saying, they keep proving to you, I can get there every time, no matter what position I'm at. I can be at 10 and work my way all the way back up like I'm the number one team in the East. How long do you keep calling somebody a dark horse?
Okay.
That's just my personal reason. Y'all don't have to agree with that.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Personal. If you keep doing something repeatedly, I understand what you're saying. It's a series.
No, I got you too, though.
Yeah, but if you keep doing something repeatedly, I'm no longer going to call you a dark horse.
Okay.
You have to, now they say they do this, lose 3 years, not getting nowhere, and then come back. I'm going to start calling you a dark horse again.
Okay.
But I'll say my dark horse, I go Hawks. I go Atlanta. Maybe, let me look at the East real quick. Maybe. Now, can we count? The Knicks are 3, but can we count the Knicks as dark horse?
I think in my opinion, any team that's not Milwaukee, Boston, or I guess Miami is a dark horse for me.
I'll take a healthy Knicks and healthy Cavs as my 2 dark horses.
Okay. West.
Whoever wins that series is my dark horse.
West, I want to be very clear that the Lakers are 100% a dark horse because of what I was saying, how year to year basketball works differently. If you're an 8 seed, you're a dark horse.
Like,
So
Listen, Lakers are my dark horse, but I see. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
So even I understand what you're saying. You think they can make it regularly, but even if they make it, they were a dark horse. An 8 seed is not supposed to make the finals. So with that being said, do we count the Clippers as a dark horse or no?
Yeah.
Okay, my dark horse in the West is the Clippers, and in the East, my dark horse is actually Indiana because
I was looking at them. I just don't.
They're a dark horse to me because I don't think they're gonna make it. But if there is a team that's not Miami or Milwaukee or Boston that will, they can score with anybody. Mm-hmm. And they don't play defense, but they can put up 130 points. And it's hard to match that. So I'll just throw them in there because if they get hot, they can beat anybody.
Yeah. Dark horse for the West, I'm going to say the Dallas Mavericks. I don't, because people don't think like.
I'm cool with that. That's actually pretty.
You know,
that would be second after the Clippers for me.
That's pretty dark horse.
And I can see the Clippers too. And then East wise, I don't know, man. Like I ain't gonna say the Hawks. No.
That's the only other team I actually like, bro.
They're more to me. They're more in the the wild category for the Hawks to make it. But.
Yeah. So I guess
they should be having a bad matchup first round.
But that's the thing, though. They're not even above 500. So can we say it's a bad match? Like you put yourself there.
Yeah. So dark horse for the East. I don't know, man. I guess the Knicks. Knicks are probably the Pacers.
Knicks. I love them.
I don't trust the Knicks because I don't trust Julius Randle. I trust Jalen Brunson, but I don't trust Julius Randle. That's just my problem personally.
And then unreasonable, wacky one. We'll start with you, MK. We'll start with the East. I already got mine in my head.
Yeah, me too.
Unreasonable, I guess it would have to be the Hawks, just by default because everybody else I would consider a dark horse. I don't think, and I trust them more than like the Bulls or something. So I guess the Hawks by default, and out the West, the Warriors. Yeah, they got Steph. So therefore, because they have Steph, they might pull off some wild stuff. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, unreasonable, wacky. Go ahead, Jay. I'll let you go next.
Unreasonable for the West. Timberwolves.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I think we're dark horse for that. But I see where you're coming from, though. I see where you're coming from.
Because it would nobody would think to pick them.
Yeah,
nobody.
Did you say your East already?
Oh no, East. The Cavs. I just don't.
I don't trust them either.
I say the Cavs.
Mine's for the East, and like I said, it's unreasonable, wacky. Don't take no. I'm gonna say Orlando Magic.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
It's reasonable, wacky.
Yeah.
Something can happen. West, I'm gonna go Pelicans.
Okay, those are both good picks.
I don't see. Even though I like the Magic, and I made a TikTok about this, like they should get talked about more because at the beginning of the season they like 23, 24.
Yeah, now they turn it around.
Record. Yeah. So, but it's just like in competition with teams like the Knicks, the Heat, the Bucks, the Celtics, and that East side, it's just not that good. And then West Pelicans, I really just don't see them taking out nobody like that. Like they might get depending on who they line up with first round, they might get knocked out first round.
And that goes back to the original question that you asked, that I trust Oklahoma City more. But if the Timberwolves get the Pelicans, the Timberwolves will beat the Pelicans. But if the Thunder get like the Lakers, like dang, that's unfortunate. So yeah, I agree with you though. The Pelicans not really. I don't expect them to do nothing. But if they do, that would be crazy.
But the Timberwolves most likely get it's still a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like depending on how it turns out,
they'll most likely get maybe the Suns.
We gotta see. They're all so close.
Yeah,
like we literally.
Yeah, the bottom four is literally all close.
Yeah, so how it's gonna play out?
The six is all close.
How it's all gonna play out is like there's not really a way to predict it right now.
Yeah, the only people that's like locked in is the top three spots.
Yeah,
Timberwolves.
Off the top of my head, I think those three are locked in the top three. The Clippers are gonna be locked in the 4 or 5, as long as they stay consistent. And then the rest is kind of
as long as they don't sell it. Yeah. Then the Mavs are literally right behind them by 2.
And then the rest is kind of just.
And they're tied with the Pelicans.
Yeah, Pelicans, Kings, Mavs. it's going to be a battle to see who gets 5 and 6 and who has to play in the play-in. And then I think Phoenix, Golden State,
Pelicans, Kings, Mavs, and Suns.
Okay, so they're with them too?
Yeah,
okay,
Suns are both the Kings right now. Suns sitting at 7.
So it'll be a battle to see.
And, some people still got more games to play than the other.
Yeah. I think the Lakers and the Warriors, the Lakers are locked in for play-in. The Warriors and the Rockets are battling.
Yeah, they're locked in for play-in. It's Warriors and Rockets.
Yeah.
Who's going to bounce at that 10 spot?
The Warriors and Rockets are battling for the last play-in spot. And then the Suns, Mavericks, Kings, and Pelicans are trying not to be in the play-in.
And this is another thing. It's kind of go back to what you were saying also. And then we're going to switch to another topic. You say you got your faith in Curry. I would say you also got your faith in Curry too. Do y'all think in the back of y'all head, Curry know it's time to lock in also? Because you seen the emotions he was showing during the Orlando Magic game, kicking the chair.
That's exactly why
Draymond get ejected. Which, hey, I'm gonna say this: Draymond might not be that stable in the head, but I don't think some of the texts he be getting.
Some of the texts.
I think you remember how we were having a conversation, right? And I'm just gonna let you know what the conversation. Me and him having this conversation, and it was about the Draymond, right? And it was a whole trade deadline when it came out. Everybody on the table but Curry. And I was saying you should keep Clay and trade Draymond because now you're looking for Draymond just to do anything. Like he has a target on his back.
Yeah.
Like you say wrong thing to me, I'm going to throw a tech at you. Them 2 techs that Draymond got, personally, I don't think he should have got.
He gets texts sometimes because he's Draymond Green.
That's fair.
And I think it was one play, I want to say it was the Magic game, or it was either the game before that. He was doing a rebound. He was trying to, but he wildly swung. I don't think that's enough to,
Yeah, no. He gets unfairly reffed, but
he made it for himself like that.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
So that's why I can't defend him strongly, but I can defend him because I'm like, sometimes
he put himself in that situation.
In a situation.
But I still think, though, overall, he's more valuable to that team than Clay is, in my opinion. If I was to trade one, I think Golden State will be better off without Clay than they will Draymond because you can find another shooter. Draymond is literally one of a kind.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But I just say the persona that
Draymond Draymond, it goes back to what you were saying, availability. Clay's going to be more available.
And he might be streaky, but he's
going to be
on
there.
The court.
Yeah,
Draymond might not be on the court.
Yeah.
So who would you trade in this situation? If that was you to GM, would you trade Clay or would you trade Draymond?
I don't know, man. I probably would trade, like you said, Klay Thompson, because Draymond does things that not a lot of players are gonna do.
Yeah,
and he's got that. Like you said, you can find shooters, bro. Shooters are
especially that Klay's 34 now,
something like that. Yeah,
he's not the same Klay.
Okay, but let me get this situation right, because when Draymond got suspended for a period of time, right, he was saying, I was thinking about going into retirement.
Right.
So would you still say we didn't know that until he came back and said that?
Right.
Would y'all say we trade Clay, right? Draymond get ejected, and our next thing we know he's going into retirement. Now we lost 2 guys instead of just keeping Clay. And then, because what we saying that, but behind the scenes he might not. Because remember he said that he had to talk with the commissioner. He had to talk with them. Would you still win? That goes to me. I would have traded Draymond because you can find another shooter, but now I can bring me another shooter also.
Yeah.
Because the Warriors is a shooting team.
Yeah.
Or I can bring me another rebounder. You won't get the same leadership from Draymond. But
see, that's my thing.
Availability.
Because of Draymond's leadership, I'm willing to take the risk. I'm with you that it is a risk, but I'm willing to take it. If I'm Golden State,
you're going to go with higher risk, higher reward.
Exactly. If we lose, I can confidently say this. I don't think they're going to win another championship, right? I know for sure if they lose Draymond, they won't win another one. If they lose Clay, maybe they might get lucky. Okay. No Draymond.
Okay, so mention this. So what other team would y'all want to see Clay on?
The Lakers.
I was all thinking the same thing.
Yeah. You spot him up in the corner, LeBron hit him. Yeah.
I mean, it makes the most sense.
Yeah. LeBron's at his best when he has shooters around him, and Clay is a shooter.
I just don't see him any other team besides either the Warriors or the Lakers.
Yeah. And besides that,
I mean,
Milwaukee
makes sense. Yeah, in the East.
Because they need a third scorer outside of Dame and Giannis, and they like the ball in their hands. Clay doesn't need the ball in his hands.
Because Middleton started.
Yeah. Clay doesn't need the ball in his hands, so he can be, a good option. He just has to fit in a role where he can just shoot and play defense. I think Milwaukee and LA are really good for that. Other than that, everybody else kind of like if we were to throw him in Dallas, If we were to throw him in Phoenix,
I like what Dallas got going on right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think Clay can only fit in certain situations. So
this is my talk. Are we talking about Clay and Steph? Talk about Dame. This is my question, right, for y'all. In their prime, who was the most dangerous when hot? Dame, Clay, Steph, Carmelo.
You want to go first? Or?
I'll take it. So the most dangerous in their prime when they're hot. Dude, man, I gotta go with Steph, man.
Well, I was about to say, if you say any other name, yes.
I mean, dude, it's Steph. Like, that's clear. Yeah. He's shown me time and time again.
Do I gotta be that guy?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm gonna be that guy.
I'll debate this.
I'm gonna say Claire Dame. I'm gonna say Claire Dame.
Let me tell you why.
I'm gonna say Claire Dame.
Because Clay and Dame add different dimensions when they're hot. Clay doesn't even have to dribble. He can score 37 in a quarter. Dame, when he gets hot, he's pulling up from half court.
Exactly.
Steph, when he gets hot, does it all. When he's hot, he's pulling up from half court. He's getting to the basket. He doesn't need to dribble. When Clay and Dame get hot, they can't do what Steph can.
But see, this is my thing, though. And then shout out to the Gilbert Arenas podcast for that question, because that's exactly where I got it from.
Yeah.
So, and somebody was saying, when Dame and them hot, they'll drop 70 or something and still lose. And I can agree with that. Curry,
yeah,
we were
talking about,
we're talking about Curry and Kyrie. Yeah. That's a winner. But like you were just saying, when Dame and Clay get hot, they doing stuff, not dribbling, taking 11 dribbles.
But that's the thing. Steph can do that too.
I just think when it's hot, y'all seen when Dame got hot and JJ Redick was thank God he missed.
Yes.
How many other people doing that to Curry though?
That's the thing. When Steph gets hot, it's already over. When Steph is hot, I don't think he's ever lost.
See, I think that's just the I don't want to say hype because not really hype no more. It's just the persona around. I'm about to use that word right. The persona around.
Yeah. I get what you mean, but
But when Dame is I just pick one person. I go Dame because when Dame is hot, bro, Dame is cooking.
So is look, if you put Steph in Portland,
Dame,
right? Exactly. If you put Steph in Portland, I'm very confident.
I don't think he. I want Dame.
No,
hot. I want Dame.
No,
I want Dame.
So you think if we isolate the situations at their best, Dame is better than Steph? Because you're saying in Portland when he was hot. So if we take the teams,
yes, hey, to be honest, and this is be a hot take, and this is no hate to Curry. A lot of people gonna come in my head for this. I think a lot of people is actually better than Curry, but Curry shooting is just what makes him
that's all he needs.
Light years in front of people.
It's the same way with Clay. How you said when Clay gets hot, he doesn't even need to dribble. He can't really dribble, but he's in the conversation because
and
of how good
he is
at
Clay
shooting.
And just isolated just with Dame.
Right, but the reason he's only even in the conversation is because of how good he is at shooting. Steph is better than Clay at shooting, and he has top 5
I'm talking about Clay. I'm talking about just strictly Dame.
I know, but I'm saying it's the same logic. The only reason that Clay's in the conversation is because he can shoot.
And Dame can also score from all 3 levels.
Yes, and Steph is so much better than him at shooting. Not even so much better, but he's better. To me, he's better than him at shooting. Better enough than everybody at shooting to have him there.
But your question was repeat your question.
At their best, who would you rather have?
And I want Dame. Personally, I want Dame. I'm saying I think it's just the persona we're around Curry.
Because
but at my best, I want Dame.
Steph is consistently better than Dame. When Dame gets hot, he's pulling up from 40. But Steph does too. It's just that Steph consistently doesn't have to pull up from 40. When
Dame doesn't either.
No,
exactly. Heat check. That's heat check, baby.
Exactly.
That's heat check.
Exactly.
Bro, do it all the time.
That's my point. When Dame gets hot, he's like, I'm pull up from 40.
Steph, heat check.
Steph don't got to pull up from 40 though. He just pull up from 25 instead. 3 points is 3 points. It looks different when Dame does it. That's
just 3, and that's pretty much who you call it game. That's Curry game.
Exactly.
But Dame game.
So it looks different.
Yeah, but that's Curry's game though.
So when
Game is
exactly,
more-
so when he gets hot, that's my point. Steph's game is 25 footers, we'll say. When he gets hot and he's not missing 25 footers, it's still 3 points. Dame might get hot and he's pulling from 40, but it's the same amount of points. Steph is going to give me more consistency than Dame is.
You agree with that?
I agree.
He's more consistent. Dame will pull up from deeper. I'm not arguing that. I've had that conversation. Damian Lillard is the best long-range shooter I've ever seen, like, from long. But 3 points is Steph Curry.
Okay, yeah, you're right. 3 points is still. But your question was, like, you just talking about shooting. I'm talking about overall.
Because of his shooting, he's
Cool.
better. Okay, so
I don't
now
know if
I'll
y'all
ask
notice
you.
when Dame get hot, Dame start playing defense for some odd reason.
Yeah, Steph led the league in steals.
Okay, cool. But Dame still plays like actual defense.
How would Steph lead the league in steals if he didn't play actual
I'm
defense?
just saying, Dame still playing actual
Okay, so I'll ask you, we'll take shooting out the equation. What do you think Dame does better than Steph? Like, what makes him better, in your opinion?
I think Dame can get to the mid-range and levels a little more. And I think Curry with his little hot over the hook thing, I think that is pretty effective. But I think Dame is more. I think Curry's more reliability on defense than Dame.
I disagree with that personally, but I'm hearing you out though. Okay,
I think Curry's more reliability on defense than Dame.
okay.
Yeah, I think he's more reliability. Probably because of size. Is why I'm saying that.
I mean, they're not too much
They're not too much.
farther
I'm just
apart in
saying-
size.
No, I'm thinking in my head, they might not be too much different at defense, but liability-wise, I still think Curry's more reliability. You take Curry defense over
Yes.
Dame? So if you was building a character, they said, give me Dame defense or Curry defense, you want Curry defense?
Yeah.
Yes, no doubt.
Again, Curry led the league in steals. Because you know why that matters? Because defense is all effort. He led the league in steals because he was putting in the. Yes, he might not be as athletically gifted as Dame. Dame will dunk on somebody before Steph because he's more of an athlete. Yet Steph still led the league in steals because he's putting in the
I
effort.
think a lot of people just. I think step 3 just like you said, he's the greatest shooter of all time.
Again, so my question is,
Hypes up.
then
And I
why did
think-
he have more steals than Dame? That's effort. That's effort.
Yeah, I give you that as effort, but I think I still rather take Dame defense. Personally, I might be the oddball out.
I think,
And
bro, you know.
I'll be
It's
oddball out.
effort. Steph tries harder than Dame on defense. He's not as athletically gifted, but he tries harder.
I get that. Steph do be trying a little harder.
So with that being said, that's why I'm taking Steph because in my opinion, shooting Steph,
Well,
defensive
let
effort.
me finish your question though.
Okay, yeah, okay, my fault.
And then might be another hot take. I think Dame can easily. I ain't gonna say easily. He can score at 3 levels a little more better than Steph.
I agree.
I ain't gonna say more easily because now that I watch Curry more, Curry even got a little more bag. I used to think Curry didn't have a bag, but Curry do have like a little bag to him now. I used to not think he had a bag.
See that?
Until I started watching him, but I think Dame gets there more easily. I'm not gonna say a lot easily, but more easier all 3 levels than Steph.
I agree, which is my argument as to why I would take Steph. It comes easier to Dame, but Steph got better at it. When Steph was winning like unanimous MVP and everything, like you said, like, oh, he didn't have a bag. Like, I'm not gonna say he didn't have a bag, but Steph got better as he got older. In my opinion, I want to ask y'all, the best Steph I saw was the 2022 finals run. Do y'all agree with that?
No doubt. I think so. He was playing defense. He was doing everything that
He got better. He got better as he got better as he got older.
I was thinking either that or his unanimous MVP run, but that one because he had to do more.
Exactly.
He had to do more.
He got better as he got older. And with that, again, he's putting in the effort. He gets more. He's already a better shooter than Dame, off rip. It came easier to Dame. Like you said, Dame is a better 3-level scorer. But even though it came easier to Dame, again, from 2016 when I was unanimous MVP to 2022, I got even better. I got stronger. We all seen how Curry transformed his body. I got stronger. My jump shot's still just as effective. I get more steals than Dame. I'm one of the best rebounding point guards in the league. And in my opinion, he's a better passer than Dame, like a better playmaker than him. Dame just has the ball in his hands more. Like, that takes me back to my point that if Steph was in Portland, he could have the same impact that Dame did because it's his team now. Dame never had a Draymond Green or a Klay Thompson. Steph Curry's just doing what we're asking him to do. If we put him, I felt confident in that in 2022. I didn't feel that way in 2016. As Steph got older and she got better and better, I feel confident that any point guard in the league right now, he can do what they're doing if he was in their situation. He just in Golden State,
Yeah,
which
I
is
don't
his
think
problem.
that. I don't think that.
So
I think
who do you think
Curry-
he couldn't do? Dame? Who do you think like he couldn't do? Dame and who else?
What you mean?
Like you said, you don't agree with that. What situation could he not perform in?
No, I'm saying I think if you put Curry in situations like how Dame's situation, I just don't think he's the same Curry.
Exactly, he's not the same, but it's different. Just because it's not the same doesn't mean it's any worse.
No, I'm saying I think it might be a little worse.
He showed me on the back end of his career he's just as effective.
Like we can agree on this, right? His most impressive ring was the 2022.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That and exactly. The reason it was so impressive because in my opinion, it showed me before I had questions like, can you really do this? Like what you're talking about, if I put you in Portland. In 2022, he answered that question yes to me. Because his team wasn't as good as Boston's. They still got it done because they had Steph.
Like I said, I just think it's a persona around Curry, bro.
That's not a persona, though. That's real life. 2022 was more impressive because of what he had to overcome.
You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. And that, remember, I think we had this conversation before, like, all this even, like, right when we was getting to know each other, that the only ring that I was actually impressed with by Curry was his 2022 ring.
So that's my point. Let me ask you this question. What ring are you impressed of by Dame?
Dame don't got one. But I mean, that's not okay. and that goes to when I think we asked him that. I don't think it was Dame. My thing was the question. Curry always been in a better spot than Dame. Dame can't help that he had no help.
Yeah,
Exactly. So let me say this. That is why I'm picking Milwaukee to win.
Cause guess what? I bet if Dame excuse me. I bet if Dame went to the final, I bet he get MVP.
That's
how many Curry got?
One.
Okay, exactly.
Exactly. That's why I'm with you. You're proving now it makes me question if you really value Dame that much. Let me explain why. Do you think 2022 Curry would win if he was with Giannis?
No.
Do you think 2022 Curry would win if he was with Giannis?
If he was with Giannis.
Yes.
Yeah.
With that being said.
Okay. And why do you think that?
Because Curry showed me with a washed Clay and with Dre and Jordan Poole, he could win it. So if you give him Giannis
so cool. So other than 2022, what other not rings, but other like
what other versions of Curry?
Yeah.
None. Which let me finish my question. You think Dame at his best is better than Steph. So then why won't he win it with Giannis?
So this is my thing, right? Y'all said 20. Wait, we calling this Dame his best?
No, but if you think I think Steph right now will win with Dame personally.
Okay,
and that's why I think Milwaukee's gonna win because I do think Dame's that good.
Okay, this is my thing, right? You asked me that, right? You asked me the reason I said no because why he unanimous MVP.
Because he wasn't as good back then.
He never got worse than anything. I always was getting better every year.
Right?
Why he went with KD?
What you mean?
The 2 rings with KD.
Like why did he win Finals MVP?
Yeah,
he wasn't that good yet. He got better. That's my point. He was
averaging more than KD.
He wasn't better than him. 2022 Steph was better than 2018 Steph.
Yeah.
He wasn't better
KD was on a whole other level.
He wasn't better than KD yet. Steph's best version came after KD left. That's why he didn't win. You just said yourself 2022 was the best Steph.
Yeah.
That answers the question why he didn't win, because he wasn't as good. And that's my point.
He wasn't as good, or he just had to do more?
He couldn't have done it in 2018. He had to do more. You're right. But in my opinion, he wasn't good enough to do it in 2018. If he was, they would have never.
We don't know that though. We can't prove that.
My proof, personally, the thing I'll use as proof is he would have never blew a 3-1 lead if he was good enough. 2022 Steph wouldn't have blew that 3-1 lead, in my opinion.
He wouldn't have blew that.
2022 Steph.
He probably would have blew it.
I don't think so.
I ain't lie. He probably would have blew it.
Not 22 Steph.
He probably would have blew it.
The reason I say I don't think he would have, because when they were down 2-1 in Boston, he dropped 40. So if you put him in 2016, where Game 5 is in Golden State, and we have the chance to go home, he gonna send them home in my opinion.
Still think he probably would have blew that.
Nah, bro.
Nah, he was different in 22, bro. He was different in 22.
We're gonna let the audience decide that.
So
man.
I still want to have your question though. Like the answer to my question though. If you think Dame at his best is better than Steph at his best, then why don't you think Milwaukee would get a championship?
Because I still trust Celtics more.
Exactly. Who beat the Celtics?
Okay, I trust the Celtics more this year.
But if Dame's better than him, then he should do it.
No, I don't
Yes.
know. No.
Okay.
Bro,
Let me ask you this: Who's supporting cast? Who had the second best player?
Cause I told you why I don't trust Milwaukee beating the Celtics.
That's what I'm saying, though. But
Kind of
they
like
had,
they bench.
again, Steph in 22, his team was worse than Boston, and he did not have a Giannis with him. If you're saying that you trust Dame more than Steph at their best, and you give him Giannis, what more does he need?
No, that don't have nothing to do with Dame. I don't trust the Bucks and the supporting cast. I like the Celtics overall team better. That's why I want the Celtics.
Dame and Giannis, plus the rest of what they have was better than Steph and what he had in Golden State.
Okay. And I'm still a team person. I want the team. Y'all
That
be
doesn't
putting,
make sense.
this is a lot of people. Y'all be putting too much faith in the supporting guys. I want the bench. If your bench is better, I want your bench. And I don't care who it is. I want the bench. I think they should have kept Drew Holiday also. When that happened, he went to the Celtics. I want the better team. The better team is the Celtics. They got nothing to do with Dame.
Exactly.
Dame and Curry.
Okay.
I
So
want
question.
the Celtics.
So question. In 2022, who was the better team? The Celtics or the Warriors?
Celtics.
Yeah.
Who had the better player?
The Warriors.
How is it different this year?
What you mean? How's it different?
The Celtics
As in what team?
The Celtics are the better team, but the Bucks have Dame and Giannis. And if
And I don't care. The Bucks don't have nothing behind that.
the Warriors didn't have enough to compete with Boston behind Steph, but they still got it done because they had Steph. If Dame is as good as you're saying that he is, he's better than Steph at his best when they're both at their best. Then when you give him Giannis Antetokounmpo, he should be able to overcome playing on a worse team the same way Steph did. Boston was better than Golden State, but it didn't matter because of how good Steph Curry was. If Dame is just as good as Steph and you give him prime Giannis is 29 years old right now. What on earth is stopping them?
I still want the Celtics. It's the better team.
If that's how you feel, then you don't truly believe that Dame's better than Steph.
Oh, I would die by that Dame is better than.
That doesn't make sense because Steph did this. The thing that you're saying you don't think Dame can do, Steph did it.
Okay, so let me ask you this: would the argument change if Dame do it this year?
Yes.
Okay, I see that, but I still want the Celtics.
But you said
It's not that I don't trust Dame.
You clearly don't. Clearly.
I just like the better team, and
the better team was Boston when Golden State beat them.
I'm trying to think about that. Who did I have when they that series?
Bro. It doesn't matter who you had then because it's about right now. And if you think Dame is better than Steph,
but that has nothing. Like, that just have nothing to do with that, though.
It does because that's what Steph did.
Nah, bro.
That's not what Steph did.
Nah.
It's
I
literally
agree.
the same
It was
thing.
the best year for Steph. But that, thing is, though, right now, you think this is the best Dame right now?
Nobody has Giannis Antetokounmpo on his team. That's my point. If
So,
Steph Curry had
him-
Giannis Antetokounmpo on his team
Curry had KD?
and they won.
Because of what? Because that team was
Oh
loaded.
my God, exactly. Listen,
That
Steph.
doesn't count because that team was loaded.
Okay, that's my point. Steph's 2022 ring was so impressive because we saw him at his best by himself, right?
Okay.
The 2018 ring didn't mean as
But
much.
he had supporting cast, right? Let me ask you, he had supporting cast, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What did Dame have to ever? He couldn't get there.
Nothing. That's why I'm
Exactly.
not. That's why I'm
That's
not.
my point.
That's why I'm not holding it against him. But
You basically are.
No, I'm not. Now that he has Giannis, I'm saying go do it with Giannis. That's why I think Milwaukee will win. You ask me every week who I think is going to win. I say Milwaukee because I trust Dame.
I trust Dame too, but I just don't trust the Bucks.
So you don't trust him as much as I do.
I don't trust the Bucks.
Exactly.
I
I didn't say the
Dame,
Bucks.
but
I didn't
don't
say
trust
the Bucks. You don't trust Dame as much as I do. Because if you did, you would
Okay,
pick
if
him.
you're going to just trust Dame, yes.
No, you
Give
don't.
me Dame.
No, you
I don't
don't.
trust the Bucks. That's two different scenarios.
I have more trust in Dame than you do. Clearly. Because
Okay, you want to say that? Let's go 2v2. With Tatum and Jaylen Brown versus Dame and Russ, Dame and Giannis, I want them to. But as a team, I trust the Celtics more. I
Again,
don't trust the Bucks.
You want my proof on that? When you asked me who I thought was going to make the play-in between Houston and Golden State, I said Golden State because I trust Steph. That was my only reason. The reason I think Milwaukee will win is because I trust Dame and Giannis. There's no more to it. Yes, Boston is the better
So
team.
you putting your trust
in Dame
and
and
that's
Giannis.
different. Y'all be putting y'all trust in
Because I
players.
have more
I'm putting
trust.
my trust into the organization.
Exactly. You trust the organization more than you trust the player, right?
No.
And that's why the Celtics are not going to win. Because
If you don't trust the organization more, then why are you picking Boston?
Okay, no, I said that backwards. Yes, I trust the Celtics. Yeah.
Exactly. I trust Dame
I
more
got,
than...
I got too much in the hype. I said the wrong answer.
Exactly.
Yes, I trust the Celtics more.
I trust Dame more. Period. We can disagree on that, but I trust Dame more. So you can't tell me that I'm discrediting Dame. I'm not. I just trust him more than I trust Boston.
That's the thing, though. I'm not trusting two players.
Okay, you don't have to.
Because, first of all, I don't trust Doc Rivers.
Sure, I trust Dame more than that.
I don't trust the Bucks bench.
But we're just keeping it on Dame.
Exactly. I trust Dame more than that.
If we're going to just trust Dame, yeah.
No,
but I can't do that.
Exactly, but Curry did it. Regardless of whether or not you trusted in it, Curry did it. I'm saying I do trust Dame that much. That's why I'm picking him to do it too.
No, bro. That's just, bro. I don't see how y'all just putting y'all trust.
You don't have to see how, but Curry did it.
Next conversation.
That's crazy, bro. It's the same thing.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all audience. Y'all gonna keep on that conversation. I'm gonna give y'all a person, right? Mm-hmm. And y'all gonna tell me do they belong in the Hall of Fame or not?
Okay.
So first person, Kevin Love.
Nah.
You don't think he got a resume? I don't think he got a resume.
He started off with a Hall of Fame career, and then he just like fell off.
Injuries, man.
Yeah, not his fault, but nah.
What if you win another ring with Miami?
Like right now? No.
Cause he'll play a part in that.
I don't really think he would. It depends on.
It depends on his.
Oh, yeah, it depends. It depends on what he does. I say that.
Yeah.
I can't just say, because he got a ring.
So he plays a part, a crucial part.
Yeah. Right. Then sure. Yeah.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Okay. Damian Lillard.
For sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially if he gets a ring.
No, he don't even need a ring.
He doesn't, but if he does, he'll.
Then there's no argument against it. But no, he's a Hall of Famer. Damian Lillard is a Hall of Famer.
Kyrie Irving.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. No. I just want to see your opinions on this. What's the difference between Kyrie and K-Love?
Kyrie kept going after Cleveland. Kyrie's best days were ahead of him. Kevin Love's best days were in Minnesota. That's the difference.
That's it.
Okay, I just want to see y'all heads.
Yeah,
I thought you were gonna say some BS. I ain't gonna lie, Miles.
His best days was after that.
I had one more person. I forgot to write it down. I just throw a BS person out there. Carl Anthony Towns. I forgot my other person. I just throw somebody out
he's
there.
definitely not there right now, but he has the potential to be. I guess it just got to. Same thing with Kevin Love. Like we got to see how his career plays out. Dame and Kyrie have already shown me enough, though.
Yeah, I agree though.
Yeah,
I like Dame and Kyrie both in the Hall of Fame though.
Yeah, they've shown me enough.
Okay, let me ask you this, guys. Jimmy Butler.
Yes. And he's a perfect example of like how Kevin Love can get to the finals. Jimmy Butler wasn't a Hall of Famer like 5 years ago, but he's one now.
I say yeah. I think if he wins one,
them 2 finals runs was enough.
I think if he wins one, it'd be more convincing for me to say yeah. But I say yeah.
I can agree to that. Like he can make his case stronger.
Yeah.
But
or I say if he gets to the finals again, it just don't win. I say yeah more confidently. But him getting a ring definitely make me say yes.
Yeah. I agree with that. I'd be even more confident than I already am. But he's already shown me enough.
Or if he gets a third 2, okay. If he gets to a third one and take it to Game 6, I'm gonna.
The reason that I say yes after 2 is because of the context. I wouldn't just say anybody who has 2 finals appearances gets in the finals. The way he got them there. It was last year. Like, he wouldn't be a Hall of Famer without last year. If you would have asked me before last playoffs, I would have said no. Last year that was genuinely, before the finals, that was genuinely one of the best playoff runs I've ever seen. So, that makes you in the Hall of Fame.
I think that's all I got today, fellas. Appreciate y'all. Y'all go ahead and check ourselves out again.
Hey, MK's World, man.
Jay's for Down Pod, Pursuing Excellence. Check me out.
Man, I miss you. I miss y'all support my boys, man. It's Coach from Low. Y'all can follow me at Coach from Low on Instagram, on TikTok, and all that. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, fellas.